Hello everyone, it's Bob Butera with a Meditation for Your Type course, lesson 15, a course that has 16 lessons in it. If you can maintain some concentration and keep working on the mindfulness lessons as we enter into the late spring with the warm weather and the nearing of this course's completion. As of next week, I will send another video email about the final lesson, but I would like you, again, if you can wait until next week, to journal a little bit and think about how the different aspects of the meditation course affected you if you go over the 6 different types of meditation, noting again how each one affected you. It's very interesting in that final class sharing to hear what everybody says. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make it to the Sunday morning class. I'm not certain, but either way I'm definitely going to offer a class in a week or two that I'll email everyone, and it's for everyone who's attended the meditation course, not just this winter, just to have a little face-to-face time together. I want to offer a free class before our little trial free class in June for the next course that'll begin the week of June 21st, I believe. So again, if you can stick with the mindfulness, go for it. Today's talk has me a bit tongue-tied, and I think the great mystics are laughing at this moment, because there comes a point with the meditation traditions. This isn't exclusive to mindfulness. We're going to discuss the way mindfulness presents this. But when you start to meditate and go a little further with the practice, there comes a point where words no longer help you. In fact, they hinder you, because we're trying to understand the human condition at its complete source, in its complexity, in its simplicity. And see how I automatically made sense in a way, but yet contradicted myself? I said, we handle the complexity of life and we understand it through meditation, but that's by being simple. And you could reverse it around and say, being simple, you see the complexity. It's very tricky. So I was going to read this passage that we have in the outline for this course in the email. And I'm just going to read it real quickly and show one perspective on mindfulness. The passage goes, we live in illusion and the appearance of things. And that statement is meaning that we see things and we interpret things, and what we interpret is not fully accurate to what's there. So we see an illusion in effect as our senses try to understand the world. And then there is a reality, and we are that reality. When you understand this, you see that you are nothing, and being nothing, you're everything. That is all. So as you can see, trying to share a few words about nothing and everything, it leaves me tongue-tied. I like to be reminded of this over and over. And as many of you know, I have a PhD in philosophy and religion. And I've seen some of the PhD people be mystics and be very much in touch with an existence of life beyond words. And I saw other people very attached or addicted, however you would, to speaking in lofty language or with lofty language about higher concepts, and perhaps not really getting the essence of things. I've seen very uneducated people be completely understanding of all these deep mystical truths that we find in all the spiritual traditions in the world. And I've seen simple people not be. It doesn't really matter whether you know a lot. It matters how much your being experiences. So since we're all in this mystery together, I wanted to encourage you to continue with the mindfulness and just allow the experience to come to you as opposed to you understanding it. That's about as good as I can do. And of course, it's up to each one of us. You may have a very lively discussion about the nature of reality in being everything and nothing at the same time. There is perhaps one other reference to share with you, that when we say in this quote that I'm nothing, that often means that my ego is technically an illusion, because you can call me Bob, but you could call me a variety of names. You don't have to just call me Bob. You could call my middle name, you could call my last name. You could make up a nickname and say, hey, Yoga Bob. That's one of my most recent nickname. You know, and for that matter, I could go somewhere and change my name, and every time someone shouted out a name, that Steve, I have a lot of nice friends that are Steve, I wouldn't mind being called Steve, and they could say, hey, Steve, and I would look over and respond. And then that's a construction. All our names, all of our identities, everything that we think is a construction. Now the irony is, it's essential. Without a name, you never could talk to me, and I wouldn't eat, you see, if I didn't have a name and an ego and so forth. So the ego plays a role in everything, and it's vital, and it's a part of reality. But of course, it's not everything. So once again, we get into this circular dialogue, and I'll become tongue-tied trying to express this. So I'm going to share one aspect of wisdom and just say to continue to sit with it. The meditation training, if you will, is in fact endless, and many book titles remind us of that. The book The Beginner's Mind is one that comes to mind. It's not a mindfulness text, but it certainly illustrates that point. So I hope you have a wonderfully complex and simple conversation. The point I do like to say is, once you've analyzed things, make sure you do have enough time to practice your meditation. Take care and have a great week.